in trading, you can size up.
You choose when you get a promotion. But the
Exactly.
hardest part is knowing when you deserve a promotion.
I don't even know how much money I made, and I don't really care because I love trading, not making money.
Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Next Gen Traders YouTube channel. My name is Lance. I'm here with Xander, Alex, and James. We are recording episode 12 tonight on Sunday, August 28th, meaning we have 2 more trading days in the month of August. So we're just looking to keep our processes up and end the month off great. And then next week we will have our August recaps for you guys. But for the time being, we're just going to talk about how our weeks are going, as well as go over our trades from last week, talk about a little bit of open discussion to end it off, and then Xander will take us out at the end. So Xander is going to talk about how his week's going first, and listen to this good because he's had a very good week.
Yeah, so it's been like crazy. Like I said, I think the last one that I switched everything up, and it's been like just as good as I expected, like which has never usually happened. And so I can't wait to talk more about that.
Okay, so for me, this week wasn't bad, but it wasn't great either. I took only 2 trades, and probably should have taken way more, like at least maybe 4 or 5. I missed a few plays. In particular, there were 4 solid setups that I missed, and I will go over them when I talk about my trades. Also, in the middle of the week, I wasn't feeling too good, so I decided to stay away from the market for a bit. And I think it was a good decision because I never want my emotions to affect my trading. And even though because of that, I missed some of the plays, I still can't say that I'm not satisfied with this week because so I took 2 trades, 1 winner and 1 loser, and my win was way bigger than my loss. So I'm sticking to this concept. And also next week I'm starting college. Unfortunately, so I don't know how to say that, but I'm very curious to see how it all will work out. So yeah.
Awesome.
Absolutely, guys. What's going on? My week was pretty good. Ended off another week green. No losers this week and no losers last week, so that's always good to hear. Sticking with my plans and sticking with the process, and I'll go over my trades here in a little bit.
All righty. Sounds good. For me, this week started off very good. I started off Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday were really good for me. I liked the way I was following my process, my trade selection. But Thursday was kind of so-so, and Friday I just completely let myself go doing some of the things that I used to do that I stopped doing. So I'll talk about more when I go over my trades, how I'm going to be fixing some of the things, but I've been going over. But Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday were good. Thursday was fine, and then Friday I just completely, my mental focus was not there, and I made some dumb decisions. Fortunately, I did it with small size. It's not like it's in the future and I lose thousands. So I'm glad I'm getting these lessons out of the way in the beginning. But yeah, that's about it for me. So yeah, Xander, listed market, you want to do it?
Wait.
Yeah, so with the listed market, it's been insane. Everything is squeezing basically, like no matter how far down it's gone. Like I think some of them were like Neuro. That was one of them that comes to mind. There was another insane one. I forgot the ticker, but it goes all the way from like, I don't know, like 1020 to 60. Like everything is going insane. So the market is definitely hot, which is awesome, and I hope it stays this way for at least like a week or 2, hopefully.
Yeah, definitely. Xander's talking about RGC, the one that went to 59. SPRT was insane. As he said,
Oh,
Neuro was
also
crazy.
SCS, and I think is that it?
SESN.
No.
That was the one
That's
that had
not
the
it.
offering, and that was like last week.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, like Xander said, the market's been super hot, looking for more opportunities, but a hot market brings positives and negatives where it's important to focus and narrow in on your setup, even though there's a lot of noise around you, like drowning out the noise, as Xander always says. So, Alex, you want to talk about OTCs?
This week in OTC market, there were a few solid setups, which is very great, especially as we're ending the summer session. I would say that every day except of Wednesday, there were 1-2 solid setups for me. Like I'm saying, just for me, like for my style of trading, Wednesday didn't show anything. So in general, I'll say that OTCs are indeed hitting up, as everyone is saying. And since I didn't really took much advantage this week, I'm super excited for the next week. Like really excited for all these patterns. Like the same that I've been working all this time, the first green days and breakouts, even panic device. So I'll just hope that the quantity of them will increase. So even if I miss like 1-2, there's still like other ones. So
100%. Love it. Awesome. All right, Z-Man, take us into your trades.
Awesome. Let's see. So right here, you guys can see my stats over like the last 90 days. And so, yeah, it's been crazy how like, I think it was, I made a video on my YouTube channel saying I found out why I'm unprofitable. And that's when I stopped shorting the bottom of the range and I started shorting outer lines and I started shorting low hanging fruit, which are day 2 broken stocks. And everything switched from there. I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping that this can keep up. Like it's insane. This was specifically this week. Let me see if it loads. This was this week. Really awesome. And I actually took a lot of trades. So can you guys see my folder here?
Yes.
Awesome. So let me go into my trades real quick. And these are all trades just from this week. So I actually took like, I guess it looks like on average 2 trades a day, which is actually crazy. And that's, you're probably thinking like, how can you do that under PET? That's because I started longing as well, especially because the market is long biased now. It's no longer short side. So there's a lot of good short setups, but usually on the day 2s. So hopping into my earliest and one of my first longs in the listed market was XERS. All right. I played this for a listed VWAP reclaim. And we have this massive run up. We're kind of in a range. After watching a lot of videos today that Harry has made in MIC, I should have, a better entry would have been down here when it made this higher low at the support level. But I mean, my entry up here wasn't so bad as long as I have a tight stop pretty much, because my thesis was that it's going to hold VWAP and reclaim, and it did. And I actually sold off half my size into this first resistance, with the rest of the half planned to go more. And I actually left for school at this time. So I had a hard stop out for, I think it was like 623. It looks like somewhere around there. My hard stop should have been up a little more. It should have been probably VWAP, because the thesis here is that it bounces off VWAP right away and it goes. Or I could have set like some kind of time stop or trailing stop, but I was kind of in a rush to leave. So it was a break-even trade, but really awesome that I was able to, spot the top here, and then I should have had a better stop, so it would have been more profitable. Hopping into another trade, this was one of my shorts, and this is on a day 2 broken stock. So if I were to show you the day 1, which is on the left side here, it was like a hot chick. It ran up, it was active. I know it doesn't show it on here, but it was. And then it broke down. It was totally broken. And it was under red to green. And so that's my short. My short is to get as close to red to green as I can. And then often I've tracked with these setups that they just tank out the open. And they have about an 85% win rate. And my stop is always right above red to green, which is about 5 to 10 cents. Right here, I think a 502, 503 stop would have been perfect. And I mean, that gives pretty good risk reward. This one didn't have the best range, but a lot of them actually do. And you'll see a couple more trades like that. GSMG, this is a long trade and probably, so far one of my best ones. I've only taken 3. But this was pre-market. It was actually, I think it was becoming a hot chick. And it was also for VWAP reclaim. Again, I should have been entering probably around here, and I actually wanted to enter here, but I was figuring there was like a ton of technical difficulties. I think I just FOMO'd in here, but I was trying to get in here. That would have been a perfect entry because we're bouncing off this perfect 223 support line. As you can see, it was support here, resistance here, and then we reclaimed and bounced right off of it. And then I added to my winner once we made higher lows. And I wanted this push right here to accelerate, but we were just being sold into on every pop. And so I decided to sell. And I mean, that was a good call. I probably should have been more patient. And if I get a better entry, this is a really important lesson. Your entries are really important because they allow you to be really patient with the trade. And so if I had an entry down here, I would have let the trade work a lot more, because this trade had a big chance of, bouncing up this 225 line and ripping back up to high day. It just didn't, it failed, but in a lot of cases it will. And risk reward is what it's all about with longing, in my opinion. So that's what I'm always going to start striving for. So I think I'm just going to focus on getting 3-to-1 risk reward, good entries where I can be patient, and I think I'll be good. This was
Xander, that was the one we were talking about in pre-market. Me and you were talking about GSMG in pre-market while you were in it.
Yeah, I think we were also talking about semi. Yeah. So JFin is another low-hanging fruit. Again, day one, it was like it had a run up. It had a lot of trapped longs. We're broken now. And this stock, I really like my entry. Oh, actually, do I like my entry? Yeah, I like my entry here. As long as my entry is within 10 cents of red to green, depending on the range, it's a good entry. And here it was, fairly good. I wish I would have got a little bit better, like up here. But anything close to red to green is good. Again, my stop is above red to green. You can see right here 515. But I've made an adjustment to where now I'm just gonna have a tighter stop, because all of these shorts that I have, they never reclaimed VWAP, and I would have been able to triple my size. So all my gains were like $4 or $5, and I was risking like, probably 10, $15. So the risk reward is absolutely horrible. But with my new adjustment, I would have been risking 505 here, hoping to get a better entry as well. And then as you see, like the tanks can be pretty profitable. Like this was awesome. I accidentally shorted an extra 10 shares here, and I covered it right away. And I'm also going to be better at scaling out to my lines. So you can see I have these 3 support lines. So I should have gotten, one off here, one off here, and one off here. So I'm just going to be fine tuning. This is my process. This is my setup that I'm really going to be going full force in next week and so on, because it's just really high probability and really good risk reward. Like I was just thinking, like, I'm going to go into next week risking about $20, $25. And if I can get like 2-to-1, that's really cool. And I honestly have not been getting a risk reward with shorts, and that's normal because Nail and Bail, the short setups that I've been playing have really high win rate, which means they have less risk reward. So you kind of have to pick one. Do you want higher win rate, lower risk reward, or do you want higher risk reward, lower win rate? You kind of have to pick. For longing, I feel like I want risk reward. For shorting, a lot of the setups, I don't care about the risk reward as long as it's a really high win rate. Like a lot of the setups are like 90%, which is awesome. This is another one I really like. I forget the ticker, but I literally just took this like Friday, I think. This entry, like you could see it was right on red to green. And my stop, again, I had a really bad stop, but I over this weekend, I've been really deep diving and talking to a guy in MIC that told me about the strategy. I'm just going to start risking right above red to green. So my risk on this would have been 655 or 657 around here. And that would have been an amazing risk reward. And I did the math. I got 30 shares here. If I had a 655 stop, I would have been able to get 200 shares for the same dollar risk. And that would have been a crazy win compared to like what I got, which was like nothing. But yeah, I'm really excited. And I had one scale out here, which was like 80%, 70% size, holding the rest for lower, but that never happened, which is fine. So I cut that a little green, not so much at break even, but also I've been watching these live trades that are in MIC from a guy named Sam, and he always sets his stop at break even when he's green on the trade. So that's a new habit I'm just gonna have. Like no matter what, if you're really green on a trade, just set your stop at break even, and hopefully you've locked some in. So worst case scenario, you're green. The last trade, oh yeah, this is another long. This was semi, and I think it was Friday. When I keep forgetting that ticker. What's the ticker that went? Oh, SPRT. It's right here. Okay, SPRT. That was an insane ticker, and that one was taking attention, I believe, or another one was taking attention as this one was pulling back. I played this for the first bounce, which MIC teaches. It's basically a first bounce off of a support level, and it's best when it's done on a hot chick, and that's why this one failed. It wasn't actually the hot chick. It wasn't the stock with the most attention. And if it was, it would have worked out really well. It wasn't, so I cut. My stop was probably too tight because the level I wanted it to bounce off of was this line right here, which was like a 20-cent level, I think. But my stop should have been probably down here because a lot of the time it does go like 1 or 2 cents below to trap and then bounce. But I probably would have been selling right here just because I knew how weak it was. So yeah, those were all my trades. I'm just really hoping to keep it up, and I'm really gonna probably put my foot on the gas pedal with the low hanging fruit setup because I mean I've been data tracking it, and I've been trading it, and it's been really profitable. Actually, if I go to my low hanging fruit right here, let me clear the date range. Low hanging fruit. As you can see, it's pretty profitable. Probably like some of these were, I don't know, but yeah, it's profitable. So I'm just excited I'm really excited to try it out next week. So yeah, those were my trades.
Awesome. Great job, Xander. I do want to say one thing. I love the part that you said about moving your risk to break even when you're green, so that just in case something does go wrong. Huge advocate for that. So I do need to do that more. I find myself like my plan will be working and I don't move my risk up to break even, and it ends up dumping on me when I should have just moved it to break even. So obviously it's not the best thing to do all the time, but I really like that part, and love that you're on a win streak right now. That's super awesome.
Not anymore.
Yeah, that one long trade. Hey, on that long trade, I lost $1.50, and I was on like a 10 win streak, 10 trade win streak. I don't care. I'm glad it happened.
He's predominantly short seller, guys. He's predominantly a short seller. Short selling wise, he's on a complete win streak.
Right.
Awesome.
Yeah. Right.
Finding consistency, and yeah, that's awesome. So, Alex, you were up next.
Yes. So this was probably top 3 of my trades, and probably I would say the best executed trade. So this was on Illus on this day. That was on Monday, and as you can see, it had the first move. The perfect setup for me. You have the first move, then 2, 3, 4 days of consolidation, and then on that day you buy ideally before this break or after it actually doesn't matter, and then you hope for either intraday move or swing it for the next day. So when we go to the
super clean multi-day breakout right there.
That is beautiful.
Right here.
And look at the way Alex traded this, guys.
Okay.
He traded it amazingly.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So yeah. So right here in the morning, this is, as we can see, I titled it missed trade. So here in the morning, this was the first time you could have entered. I think I don't really remember why I missed it. Maybe I don't really remember. Yeah, so I missed it here, and it was also like the risk reward here is just perfect. You risk 2 to 4% depending on your entry at trigger 78, and then also some of the traders the traders who have very much experience, they would enter here and then hold rolled it. But I know my personality, I'm not that experienced too, so I would have probably sold, as we can see here, half here at 85, 86. That probably that would have been 9%, and then I would have held for the next move to sell here. So that would be like a nice single. And also we can see that here I would have moved my risk because it was already like broke. Yeah, so it's almost broke the multi-day breakout. Yeah, and so I would have moved my risk from the low to Viva, because if it's at 82, there's no way I would let it to go all the way down and then bounce back. So I would have just held through this Viva hold and then sold here. So this part I missed, and then so I left for midday, and then I came at like 1. Yeah, so I sold this nice consolidation here, nice trigger at 9 cents, right here when it broke, this was the moment when I opened my Thinkorswim. Like I had other plays watching, and then I saw this one right when it broke out. So I missed the first entry. And looking back at all my trades, probably like most of them I buy it after the perk, like on the day, because they all dip. All when they dip, they then dip to right to the same level, even sometimes better. So I entered right here at 9, and my risk, so this was probably the best risk ever, because this was not only high day, but then became a support. There's also a multi-day breakout level. So this is just perfect. And the risk was only 3%. Yeah. So then this part when it was weak, I still knew that the thesis is intact, but still my goal was that it had a nice move into the close. So I feel comfortable when I hold overnight, because in this market, it's kind of dangerous to hold overnight. So it had a nice high day break here and closed perfectly at 95. So I had no doubt to hold full position overnight. And my goal was second day of the breakout, like above 1 cent. So I already had like a nice 5% cushion. So then coming into the open, let me close it here. So we had a nice, so I remember pre-market, I was saying that the last time when I felt like that, when I had that feeling of a nice gap, it was back in February. So I was really like happy, and I was convinced that it can have a like move. And here I wrote here my risk was green red, but that wasn't a risk right at the open. That was a risk after the whole move. Initially, my risk was still the same, because they usually can't dip to the breakout level 87 and then bounce. So I was completely comfortable if it dipped, like if it had even a panic, because the overall picture was just great. So and also right at the open, Lance in the chat, he said we're gonna get a dip to 96 and then break the high day, and it exactly did that. Dip right to 96 and then broke the high day.
Yep, that was crazy. I said
Yes.
in the chat, it happened. I was so happy. Alex was like,
yeah.
no way.
Yeah, I was like, no way. Like, how did you guess that? So then as soon as it hit was the high, like almost 103, I started to think about selling, because I want to really improve my scaling out. Like I think this was probably the second time when I was scaling out. So I sold right here when I felt the weakness here at the top. Yeah, at the top, only third position. Then we see I held through this panic, and then when it had the next move, you see, I always say when they break high day and then they act weak, I always like to sell. So right here, when it broke the high day and then spiked a little bit, I said I really wanted to go more, but I was like, I'm not gonna get greedy. I want to sell at least like in the other third, so I have only like a small position. So I sold another part here, almost at the high day, and then we get this panic, and I was still feeling comfortable, but then I had my risk here, and when it had this like panic 1, 2, 3, then here I was like I don't want to risk it, like it's a small position, so that doesn't matter, and I just exited here at you see at 974. Then it had panic, so yeah, that was actually very confusing, because I really wanted to have like a big continuation of the breakout, but I still got my nice 11% move, so I'm very happy how I scaled out. Probably, yeah, as I said, the best executed trade, even though the dollar amount isn't as big, but it doesn't matter. So
That's not what matters. Dollar
Yes.
amount doesn't matter.
How
Patience
is
on this was awesome.
how was Schwab's execution? Did he use
I would say better than E-Trade, because
Wow.
I'll explain that later. Yeah, like seriously, like the moment when you put your order and there's someone who's selling at the price, you're gonna get the executed right away. Like
That's awesome.
because see here, so my exit was right here, see, but I exited at 974. So at the top of this
Oh, you
candle, I
got a
exited.
better.
Even though even though I think my limit was 97, and the ask, so it was like better than it should have been. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So you literally pay no commissions, but I don't know how it works, but I mean,
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, not
So-
complaining at all.
Yeah. So that was my first trade. So that was on Monday to Tuesday. Then the next trade was on HMBL, and this was on Friday. Yeah. So first of all, let's go to the daily. So it was a first green day with news. It had news right in the morning. So let's go to the chart. So here, so I saw all this move, but I just didn't care about it. Here I wasn't at home, so I missed this move. And then when I saw this clean swizzle, like I just couldn't resist but to keep on watch, you know. So and
Okay.
here at 14:05, I would say it was a fake out, and I got caught there. But like on the tape, it was looking like it was about, because the ask was at 92, even though like it wasn't 8,
Oh.
9. Yeah, so I thought it was gonna break. Like I remember one of my last trades when I missed like the executions because I waited for the actual break, and then it just skipped. So I was afraid it's gonna happen the same thing. So I ended that, and the risk was 1%. And using my calculator, I counted, and I could have used like $1,500 position, but like I'm not gonna use all my account size, so I just used 800. So that was like the biggest position I've had like since February, but the risk was $10. So yeah, I bought it here, and right away it had the fake out. And I realized that. So I was still waiting, and here I sold. So probably you can call it a mistake because I sold it before my risk. But at the time, I knew like that even if it bounced, I can always get it back in, like, you know. But then I realized that I just used half of my account. So if I then use the other half, then I don't have anything for the next week. So I just and I also didn't want to use E-Trade. And I think here I tried using E-Trade, and the bidder was at my limit, but I didn't get executed. So I don't know what's wrong with that. So here it had this perk, and I didn't even try. I said like I don't like this stock, like I don't know, because it was super low range, you know. Like when it had this fake out, look at its volume. It had this fake out, and then I'm like, I don't like it. And then I guess I was right, because when it break 88, it just very quickly went to 85. So I was glad that I didn't even trade, because I tried using E-Trade, and if I lost another $10, it would have been $20, and then it would be total 30, and I would be just pissed. So I just didn't want to, you know, just.
When you place your hard stop, are you always placing it like right on the support level, or do you usually put it under so
I don't
it
have
lets
hard
it
stop.
test it?
I don't have
Oh,
hard
sorry.
stop.
I mean, I'm just mean like
Yeah,
your risk
yeah.
level.
Yeah. So the best, not the best, like the time when I want to exit is when the bid side breaks my risk. Because
yeah.
here there was a lot of bidders at 88. There was a lot of hidden sides, but I still sold. So this is why this can be a mistake. So ideally I sell when it's about to break, like when I see it chipping away, you know, and then I sell right there. Because when you say you risk at 88, it means it can bounce off that line. So you don't sell right there. You sell when it breaks. So yeah.
Yeah.
So I took only 2 trades, and this one's like $9 loss, and that was over $64 win. So I think this is a perfect way of trading for me.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yep.
Definitely.
Yeah. And then I have a few more tickers. I want to. By the way, remember last episode I was saying how I print all the charts?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you did.
Yes. Here, I have it all here.
Wow.
Look at that.
Dang.
Laminated. It's
Yeah.
laminated in a binder.
Yes.
Beautiful.
So the first one is NSAV. This was, I think, on this day.
Wait, is this one of the charts that you printed?
No,
Or no?
yeah. It's I print, okay. So I print only the ones that I like, the perfect ones.
Okay.
Not just the ones that, you know, spiked. So this was the first trade that I missed on Monday, and this was also like, you see, like all the same thing every time. Nice spike, consolidation, and then break. Here my risk, I set my risk here, not here, because this risk is more of a, like, you know, see this nice trend line. So it's not like it's not like sold the risk. You just risk failure, or if it breaks trend line. It was like, see this perfect trend line here, and on the daily I think it was yeah, it was a breakout, like potential multi-day breakout. So you buy like in advance. So yeah, so right here you had the risk was, it was almost 6%. So I would have used small position, but the risk reward is still 1 to 3 risk reward. because I would just sold here half, because see, I put my arrow not here, but here when it's red. When it started to act weak, then I sell half or third, and then I would wait and then sell into the next push. So it would be just a quick trade. It's not like, because it had, I think, what the percentage move here? It was 20%. So it was like too soon, too quick, yeah. And then the next one was this one. So also this was so too perfect. This is 1 to 6 risk reward. So here you have like 1%, 1-2% risk. And I know one trader came, she traded that one. She had an entry at 62 and sold at 68. Oh, I think even 7. Yes, the best sell was 705. So it's just perfect. And the only reason why I missed this because it was on Tuesday, so I was managing that trade. So I was only focused on that one. So I had the same thing every time. Quick consolidation here, break right here. You enter as soon as it breaks, and then you have your risk at the low day. Then you sell here. This is like 10% move, even maybe 15, and then the other you sell here. So 1 to 6 right here. And also you see the multi-day breakout level here. So it was also multi-day breakout. And so this one was actually the one that I got a little mad at myself. So I was watching this stock for a first game day since somewhere here, 2, even 3 weeks maybe. And then this day, I woke up late at 10 a.m. my market time. So yeah, I wake up late and I missed everything. We had this again, like every time the same thing. It's just the same picture. And the risk was, you see, okay, the risk was a little big, yeah, 6-8%. So it would have been a small position, but since the move is big, you would have probably the same dollar gain. So this levels here, I can't really say because it was very quick. I can see that. So I would have just reacted based on that. And then I think Team Sykes bought on this dip. Yeah. Oh, and also he had news. See, I said PR at 9:36 right here. You had the PR, and then the next candle is the break here, and then you enter here. One trader that I was talking with, he said that it was so fast that he couldn't get executed. So I'm not sure if I would be able to, but I'm just like counting that as a missed trade. And the last one was on Friday. This was again 1 to 6. I don't think I even have to say that, but same thing again.
Yeah.
Same thing again, and the risk here, yeah, was also like 2%. This is a perfect. You enter here at 124, even 25, and here you could have used like a big position since the risk. Like if I have my $20 risk, that means it's like at least $1,000 position, and then you just sell into the pieces. You know, I mean, I just laid out it's a perfect trade, but I don't know how I traded that. But this is the way that I want to trade like in the future. So like sell third here, and then third here. So yeah, there's those 4 trades that I missed, and all of them are just perfect trades. Like this is my bread and butter.
And so to catch these, do you just have a list of previous runners and you're just always watching?
Okay, so next question. So on my eTrade Pro, I have like all the stocks, like 200, and at the open I just sort them as like pick the percentage move. You know, the first one, the biggest percent, and then I just go one by one. But I rarely find something there, and all of these are usually in my watch list before. Like I have it on my watch list for Monday, then I just move it to Tuesday, Wednesday. As soon as like just when they have first game day, then I move them. Like LSLP. Yeah, I had that like a 2 weeks straight every day. ABML, I didn't have a watch. I think that the one trader he told me about it like the day before, and then I put it there. Like all the same thing happens on the stocks that are just, you know, former runners. So like all this from February, you know, all this stuff from February, January, and then when they're beaten down, they usually have, you know, this first green days here. If you know, the promoters trying to pump it up again, but it only lasts for 1 day or like a few days.
There's so many bag holders.
Trying.
Yes.
Alex, when you print these charts out, do you print them out with all of your annotations on there, like the risk reward and the lines and everything?
Yeah. So like for for this chart, yeah, I have like this. Like I put
Wow.
the daily chart
Oh.
also here, and all the notes here. Yeah.
Awesome.
And then I
Oh,
just
I'm
look
gonna
at it.
start. I'm gonna start
Yeah.
doing that. That's sick.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
do
it's
that
nice.
too.
That's
Definitely.
gorgeous.
I just need to get access to a printer.
Me too.
That should be interesting.
Oh yeah, I'm lucky
out
I
of
have
ink.
it. I'm lucky I have it. Yeah. And I remember before one time I actually printed each trade chart, like black chart. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
It's not
How
worth it.
how to use a whole ink cartridge in one piece of paper?
Yeah.
101.
But then
Uh.
but then I realized I also have other things pictured. Like for example, this one. This is in my memory for life. Remember that field trade when there were see like all these buyers in just one little seller and they couldn't take them out. So this is just the icon
That's
there. Look at it.
awesome.
Before I realized what it was, I thought it was a lottery ticket at first
No,
when you pulled
seriously,
it
look.
out.
Look, so on the beat side, on the beat side, there's like 49K, 100K, million K, a million bidder, 100K, 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 and then on the seller just 10K.
Huh.
And they
Oh my
they
gosh.
didn't take him. Yeah. So this one was so hidden, like there's like 10 million, maybe 20 million. So I remember that was the one in my trade. Like I talk about it. Yeah, field trade. And then I remember
Yeah.
the fill. A lot of sellers are.
So
So yeah.
yeah, that's a
so-
great idea. I need to do that with my charts and laminate them and put them in a binder, or if not,
Yeah.
just put them on my wall or something.
Yeah, so I
get them
print-
printed.
Yeah, so I print my missed trades, my trades also, and also I have some like from other videos. Yeah, just like the bigger picture. I have like 15-minute charts printed. Like I just highlight the part where it started to move. I watched like Jack Kelly's video from Profitly. And I just printed all those charts.
You're gonna have to show me how to make a TOS chart background
Yeah.
white, because I don't know
Yeah,
how to do that.
Yeah, I also didn't know that. I only tried doing that, and only the actual chart changes to the white, but like all the other things stays the same. But then I
Beautiful.
just found the video. Yeah, I'll tell you.
Beautiful. All right, awesome. Is that all you got, Alex?
Yes.
Great job. Love it. Love the patience. Love the development. Awesome. So I'm going to go next. I'm going to go over 2 trades from this week. Let me share my screen really quick. So this was the day that RGC had its massive run up to $59. I was in complete awe after the morning pre-market spike, consolidation along VWAP, drop along VWAP right here, waited for a basing, drew the support trend line here, waited
Perfect
for
trend
this
line.
top right here, and drew this top trend line right here. Got in right at the big picture VWAP. Ooh, wow, I'm terrible. Hang on a second.
The
Sorry,
en-
guys. I just
the entry
completely.
is really good.
Thank you. The entry is good, but my exit was terrible on moves like this. When my plan is to sell into the big push, I need to wait for weakness when I see weakness, and I set a fantasy limit because honestly, okay, I'm just gonna say this. My exit on this was terrible. I need to wait for weakness, so I got in here right off my trend line. My risk level was. Let me move our faces so I could see the price. I do this every time. Okay, let's see. My risk level was 30.80. So that was like right here. This is my risk right here. And so I got in right off my trend line, held through this little dip, sold a terrible spot into the push. I needed to wait for weakness. If I traded this correctly, I would have been out in this candle somewhere. But yeah, entry was good. Exit was bad. It was a small gain. It was like a 4.8% gain. So that was my first trade on Wednesday.
I have something to say.
Yeah, sure. What's up?
So honestly, I don't know if you do something like this or not, but honestly, before you trade, you should write out the full plan on like a piece of paper, like write your entries. And then also on this one, if you zoom out, you can see like it topped out exactly at previous resistance level, which is how I would set my sell limits. Like literally in MIC, like they say fantasy orders. So you could just you could just put out your limits. You have your hard stop, but you have your sells out already. So you're not in control anymore. You just have to let the trade work. So like it's like a range or OCO order or whatever. So you could set your stop and your sell. So you just let the trade work. As you can see, that 35 line is perfect. from you can scale out as well, like 35 and 40 line maybe. And I mean that was perfect. But yeah, great entry too.
It was
I
great
appreciate
entry.
it. Yeah, I do
Great
just
entry.
I have to get a lot better with I'm still getting my nerves there, but if this was me doing this again, like right now, I can't tell you the reason why I would have sold here, but I guess just in the moment that's how it happened. Definitely got to fix it. But so yeah, that was Wednesday,
Yeah, I
and
have
then
also something to add.
yeah, sure,
So, you know, since you trade listed, you don't have commissions. So
yes,
you could have easily sold half there, and then you would have, you know, you would feel comfortable even if it started to get weak because you know you have a small cushion. So I would have
right.
just sold. I mean, since it spiked right away, you also sold this the rest right away too. And also one thing you said about wait for the weakness to sell, right? And I remember Gritani, he was talking about it, how on listed, he lets the stock to get weak and then he sells. While on OTCs, when they get weak, they can just drop right away. So on listed, yeah, you should just wait when it's weak, like when it's very weak, and then you can sell because you can always sell. It's not gonna panic like very hard. I mean, rarely it does as compared to OTCs. So yeah,
Right. Yeah, but I let's see. Usually my plan would be to let it set a new support level on the chart, like
yeah.
right here,
But since
and then I would like
range
move
was,
my risk
yeah,
up. But here I guess I didn't expect it to run up this fast, and I
yeah.
kind of just got freaked
Mhm.
out, and then my emotions came in, which I can't do.
Yep.
But yeah, emotions came in, terrible exit, but that's all I'm gonna say on this trade. You guys is that all you got?
Well, something I actually did when I wanted to take profits is I covered I'm short, so I covered a very small amount. So what you could do is like sell 10% whenever you get emotional, and just like every time you get emotional, just sell 10%. Sell 10%. Like, oh wow, just sell 10%. Not all of it. Like you could, because like Alex said, you have no commissions or anything. You could have 20 you could have 20 exits. Like
yeah,
just click the sell button and that'll cure emotions. That'll cure your emotions. So just by selling some of it.
It does, yeah. I do want to focus on scaling up in the future, but I have kind of made a pact with myself that I want to work on getting good entries at once before I start scaling up. Maybe I'm doing the wrong order in that. Maybe I should scale up and then start working for a better exit. But my exits, they obviously need some work. I've been tweaking my strategy a little bit over the past few weeks. So
something I will say is, I know we're talking about a lot on this, but like something I will say is that it's really hard to get perfect exits.
Yeah.
And so scaling out is really good, just because scaling out means accepting you're not perfect. And so sometimes you'll sell a little bit low, sometimes you'll get lucky and sell high. It'll all average itself out to a really good sell point. So that's why scaling out is really, really good. Probably I would say start with it, because you're never gonna like spot a really good top, or like you said, it's hard to spot the bottom. It's the same thing with spotting the top. So scaling out allows you to be like imperfect.
No, yeah, definitely. I like that. I appreciate you guys putting the input.
Yeah, and always just look at the positive, because this entry right here is a pro entry.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I was really, really happy with my entry here, and then I botched the exit. I should have been out in the 34s, 35s. I wouldn't have held through all of this. If I wanted to do this again, I probably would have drew a new line like here or here. No, here. I would have drew a new line here and then maybe look for the high day breakout push.
Yeah.
But I was out of settled cash at that point, which I'll get into talking more of after I go over my next.
So you should print this chart.
I will print this chart. I just have to find out how to get access to a printer. I'm at college and printers are kind of scarce, and I can use as much ink as I want to. I just got to find a printer to use. So I'm probably just going to go there and bring my laptop one day and just print out pages and pages and pages. So
do it. Yeah, it's worth it.
I will. You guys got anything else? I don't want to cut anybody off.
No, that's fine.
Good.
We're saying everything.
All right. Awesome. I appreciate it, guys. TCAT was on Friday. This was my first trade on Friday, and this was just a freaking choppy mess. Where do I start? gradual run up in pre-market. Saw this little channel right here and thought that it was, after it got through VWAP right here, that it was going to continue. But as I said, this is a completely choppy mess. My trade selection on this was terrible. I should have been focusing on SPRT, DLPN, Neuro. But yeah, anyways, for some reason, I got into this choppy mess of TCAT right here at 1271. I was happy with my exit because it broke my risk and ended up consolidating around here and then dumping. Massive sell-off right here. So I ended up getting out at an okay spot. Let's see, my risk was good. But yeah, I saw this channel right here, drew my 2 lines, entered right here, but I never should have traded this. Just way too choppy for my liking. And that was a common theme for me over the Friday and Thursday. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, my trade selection was good. Then I just kind of, I don't know, Friday, my mental clarity was not there. It was terrible. And yeah, I can't be doing that. So to improve this coming week, I'm just going to take my screen off really quick. To improve this coming week, I'm literally going to make a checklist to discipline myself that I must go through before I take any single trade. If I don't make a trade every single day, I'll be completely fine with it. I have been trading more than I should. My trade selection hasn't been the best. My best setups every single day that I see, I find an excuse myself to miss it. And then I end up putting my focus towards something that's completely crappy compared to what I missed before. It's like I'll kind of get mad at myself for missing a perfect setup, and then I'll put that focus towards something way less ideal, and I can't do that. So I'm literally going to make a checklist. I haven't thought out the exact criteria, but I'm just going to make sure that I check off every box before I enter a trade. Like I said, Friday, my focus was off. My mental clarity, my focus was terrible. I'm not sure why. There was nothing out of the ordinary until after the market closed, but I've got some improvements to make in terms of trade selection. I'm sick of seeing all my best setups run in front of me and then finding an excuse for me to miss them, and then channeling that focus into something less ideal. It's been such a recurring theme for me over the past few weeks. I'm going to fix it. I'm not going to trade as much. I'm going to make sure I put all of my focus into the absolute best that I see, because I have every single day there was an amazing setup that I'm looking for. I was like, this is awesome. And then I find an excuse for myself to miss it. And then I would channel that focus to something way less ideal, like I said before. So I can't be doing that. I really have to focus on the best and leave the rest. Patience is key, whether it be during a trade, whether it be waiting for a perfect trade, like Xander, Alex, and James all do. But yeah, I've got some quick tune-ups to make. Nothing really huge. Just I got to fix a bunch of little small things. And once I get some of these small things out of the way, once I get in like kind of a little bit of a rhythm, it'll be great from there. And that's what I'm looking forward to in this week. I can't wait to make the most of it and fix some improvements and just get better every single day, because that's all we can do, because we know we're in this for the long run, process over profits. So that's all I'm focused on. That's all I've got. So James is going to go next. You guys have anything to add?
Nothing from my end. I agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, like those were all like really good trades, like great entries and then also great exits, like on the stops. Like don't overthink it, and also like don't like be too hard on yourself too, because like honestly, like they weren't bad trades at all, in my opinion.
I appreciate it. It's not that they're bad trades. It's just I'm leaving the best and focusing on not the best.
Yeah.
I'm not doing the opposite. I'm not focusing on the best and leave the rest. I'm focusing on less ideal and leaving the most ideal. So I need to fix that around, fix a couple of little things. Sorry guys, I might have said the same thing over and over again, but I was just saying what was on my mind. I kind of rambled for a little bit, but yeah, just gotta tune up a couple little things. So I'm excited for this week.
Yep.
Absolutely. I only took one trade in the last 2 weeks. Honestly, I don't know if it's good or bad, but I honestly don't trade that much.
Let's analyze it together, James. That's what we're here for.
Why? 1 second. There we go. Yeah, I honestly don't know why. I mean, there's a couple good setups. It's just honestly, I'm only focusing on 100% A plus. So if it's
That's a
not
good thing.
100% A plus, honestly, I'm not trading it. Um, However, this is the one trade I did take GSMG for a VWAP reclaim. Got in at 3 or at 2. My average was 2.17. I sold. I had 91 shares and I sold 40 here at 2.32 and then sold the other 50 here at 2.39. I think it was altogether like an 8% gain. It was just really good. I really liked the entry. I thought it was, I really liked the consolidation here because it didn't exactly touch VWAP. It was just right under. I really liked it. I thought, and then I saw the volume spike here. The volume on this candle increased a lot. And I saw the volume was steadily increasing here, especially on this candle. This one kind of showed me volume was increasing. Then it just kept going from there. Really good trade. That's what I liked. And then the only other thing I wanted to talk about was just because I want some input on this one. I'm looking at the SPY on the left there.
Hang on, James. I do want to say one thing about your last trade. Great
Yes.
scaling
Me too.
out right
Yes,
there. That
yes.
scaling out is very, very good.
This is perfect.
That's it. Xander, you can say.
And yeah, could you zoom out so you could show pre-market too?
Oh my gosh. Okay, hang on. I'm looking
Uh,
at a 30-day chart.
All right, so something I also just wanted to say is like that entry is literally perfect in my opinion. Like literally perfect because it's like, you know, it's a previous support from the last you know, it found a bottom, made a resistance point, came back down, and then it just found support off of it, and it's like perfect. It's better than buying the breakout like of that consolidation, in my opinion. That's why I really like the entry. And I'm
Right.
saying the exits are perfect because in the morning you can see we had a pop and then a consolidation and then we death candled through VWAP.
Mhm.
That exit's really good because a lot of longs got trapped in there, and so as soon as we get up there, there's going to be a lot of selling pressure. And I love how you left some to sell for even more, and I love how you sold the rest like at high a day, and that was literally the top. Like that was perfect. This is like a
Right.
like you should frame this trade because it was like a perfect trade.
Yeah, this is probably my favorite trade to date. To be honest, I don't know if I did it in the last video. To be honest, I don't remember my last VWAP reclaim where I sold so early, but it was if I would have held, I would have had like 60%
Oh.
gain. I don't even remember what the ticker was. anymore.
FULC.
What was it?
FULC.
Yes, you're right. It was. But when I sold the 40 shares here, honestly, every like emotion I had
Yes.
gone,
Yes,
disappeared,
exactly.
like just completely gone. And then I immediately
know.
moved my risk to break even. So I took profits. I took whatever,
Mhm.
profits I was
Perfect.
comfortable with. And then I moved my risk to break even and I sat here. But luckily I sold early because when I started getting to this area right here, I just, I don't like the level 2 on Thinkorswim. I had it up, but honestly, it's not my favorite. So
Don't
honestly,
pay
it didn't,
attention to
it
level
didn't help
2 on
me.
liquid
Yeah.
stocks, James.
Yeah, honestly, it'll fake you out so many times.
Right.
James, if you're gonna do
And
anything,
the
watch
tape.
the tape.
Right.
What I mean, I would say just like focus on line to line. Like that's
Well,
the
yeah,
best thing
line
to
to
do.
line.
Right.
But the tape helps me a lot more than level 2.
Right. I don't know why I sold right here. I'm gonna be honest. I was just, I saw it.
The song to the strength, yeah.
Right. See, what gets me is the long wicks right here. I hate the wicks. The wicks make me so irritated when I'm trying.
Did you sell after that week happened?
Yeah. So the
Okay,
wick
perfect.
happened.
Then
The wick
that's
happened,
perfect.
came down. Right.
Yeah.
So once I saw it wick and then it
Yes.
started coming down, I was just like, I don't like that wick. I
mean,
think it's
yeah.
gonna stuff. So I got out. And then
Exactly.
gave it a couple more minutes and it just shot straight down. So I thought it was a
And also,
a good
I
exit.
want to add, as Xander always says, like his previous setup was the death candle short, and
Yep.
here it was like you said that live candle. See that the green candle like at like 7,
This one?
like before your entry.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
right.
even
This big can like right before your entry. The other one.
Oh, this
Right.
one.
Those
Yes,
are
yes.
like mini confirmations
yeah,
on the
yeah.
long side.
Right. Yeah, no, that's what I mean. I thought it was a perfect zombie. I was talking to some of the guys in MIC. They didn't think it was a zombie trade, but I mean, it worked out and I thought my
Okay,
entries and
if
exits
you-
were perfect.
yeah.
So I thought it was great.
I mean, it was more of a VWAP, and yeah, it was
Right.
zombie hours, which is good. But the best zombies are already above VWAP and they're making higher lows and they're getting
Right.
farther away from VWAP. So those are the best zombies. But this was like a perfect VWAP reclaim. And it was
Yeah.
also as zombie hours, so that's a bonus.
James,
Right.
I will say this, and I say this out of complete respect. If your setup is there and your plan is there, who gives a shit if anybody tells you that they don't like it?
Yes.
If
It's a
you
good
like
point.
it and it works for you, it works for you, brother. Like,
Yeah.
Right,
no
right.
one
I
can
remember-
tell you how to trade for yourself.
Right.
I remember
Agreed.
I traded one stock that when I asked Kyle Williams, he said it's not liquid enough for him, but I still traded it.
For him,
Yeah, because since he said for him, I realized because he has a bigger position. I have just a small position, so for me it won't matter. That's why
Right.
I'll trade it out. Yeah.
it's different for everybody.
Yeah.
People can
And-
say, I don't like this, I don't like that.
Yeah,
and
and
then,
then- yeah.
and then if there's someone that completely sucks, I hate when people do this. They'll try to give you advice, and then
Yeah.
after the fact, when it doesn't end up working, they say, oh, I told you so. I told you that was a terrible idea. Hate that, dude. Like, hindsight's a bitch. Like you can't just say after the fact, oh, I told you. That's like saying, I told you Google and Amazon and all these top
Yeah.
companies were going to be thousands of dollars a share. I told you so. Like,
Right.
that's just stupid. But yeah, that's all I said.
So James, do you have anything else to add?
Yes. I just had questions on this trade. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to get the first bounce set up on this. This is Friday. I drew my lines right here since the stock stuffed right here. I was like, okay, that looks like a good resistance point since it's stuffed right here. And then it came absolutely nowhere on my line. Bow traded the first bounce on this candle right here and then sold up here. But it's like the question I asked two people in MIC who first bounce all the time. Are my lines off? Are my lines too low? Am I supposed to be looking at like the run up and look where the wicks are? I honestly don't know why my lines just aren't working for the first bounce setup ever. I was wondering if you guys had any advice or anything you notice on here.
So did you ask Midtown? Do you know him?
No idea who that is.
Oh, well, he's like the god of, well, he's really good at first bounce, so you should DM him first. But honestly, that one's tough. Yeah, I feel like they would use the the wicks at that other, like, you can see the stock was running up, and then you see those like 3 wicks. They would
Right.
probably use that 15-20 line. They would probably use that 15-20 line, maybe. But honestly, it's tough.
Such a scalpy strategy.
It's just hard because it's like,
Yes.
am I supposed to be looking here, like
It's
where
not
the stock's
usually
stuffed?
it's
or-
not usually scalpy, because usually you want like a nice continuation.
See,
out.
that's what I- yeah, that's what I
this
wanted.
case,
Yeah, in this case it's stuffed, and I mean, if you could
Mhm.
zoom out, I kind of want to see the bigger picture, but
Yeah, I got it. Wait,
I'll say something after you're done. Just after you zoom out.
Here we go.
Auto,
Zoom
there you go. Nice.
nice.
Now we got the auto.
Here's
Auto zoom.
pre-market, and here's where I was trying to trade it. Was right here.
Oh.
See, like it
Wait.
was.
Oh,
Oh, hang on a second.
yeah, I think you gotta wait till it comes back down to your line. I think you're totally right on that. Like, start buying around the $15 line. It's just, I mean, you could
Is it-
probably start some FOMO bullets, but
Right. I mean, because it
Um,
came down on this consolidation, but I was at work, so I couldn't get it. It
well, it's also
consolidated here.
backside.
It's just, yeah, look at that. Like it's not that much of a move. It's like,
It's that's backside, so it's tough because you can see like
Right.
it had 2 big stuff moves. It's definitely, the top is definitely set, so it's backside. And honestly, backside longing is really hard. So
right? Because usually with the first bounce, what we're looking for is the long continuation, two red candles in a row, and then it continues further. But in this market, it doesn't do that. It goes 2 candles, and then it runs up just a little bit, and then starts to consolidate. Because just from watching the videos from Harry Haas and Aloha and stuff, they all say the same thing. Has a good continuation, 2 red candles, and then just goes straight up, comes back down to those 2 candles. That's your first bounce. Has not been doing that at all. Because I mean, sure, it came down to this candle, I guess, but even a little bit, I just didn't think that was enough. Like this bottom wick was enough for a first bounce. I thought this was going to be a better entry since it was here, but I don't know.
yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's my least favorite long strategy.
First bounce.
Yeah.
Right. Other than the first bounce and VWAP reclaim.
If I could
kind of
see
it.
someone, if I could see someone else's, if I could see someone else's chart of that, I would love to. But
Right.
I'll
James,
be checking in the background.
I do agree. I do agree with Xander, and I'm not familiar with the first bounce strategy. It's not really
Right.
my thing, but I'm just going to say this from a strictly chart analytics perspective. Before you zoomed out, when you were more zoomed in, I would have said maybe your line should have been up a little bit more. But now that you zoom out, you show the market open, how it was under VWAP, it reclaimed. I think that red line is exactly where it should be. Not even
Right.
not even saying like for a first bounce, but if you were going to play any sort of bounce off that line, I think
Right.
that's where that line should be.
Right. Because I
if-
thought it
if you
showed
moved it-
resistance.
Right. Yeah, it did. If you moved it up a few wicks, in my opinion, because look, it ran from 12.75 to 15.75 and only pulled back like 30 cents.
Right.
I don't think that pullback is enough. And then don't get me wrong, I don't really know the strategy, but I think where your line is good.
Right. Right. It's just not just the stock just isn't working like it is, because it's just that's a weird market. And I think especially now it's extremely hard. My least favorite days to trade are Monday and Friday. I still watch them and I still look for trades, but honestly, that's when I'm like most picky. I really don't like to trade
You
on
know,
Monday
like
and Friday. There's
Mondays
just
are
too much
freaking
FOMO.
good, bro.
There's just so much FOMO. Everyone long wants to just buy on Monday since it's the start of the week. And then same thing on Friday. It's the end of the week and they want to try to end green. So everyone's buy. So it's just hard for me to trade on Mondays and Fridays. But of course, if the setup's there, it's there. But
Hey, gotcha. That
know.
works for you. If you don't like it, then you don't like it. Everybody's different. Alex, you have
Something-
anything to say? You look like you want to hold something back. You look like you're holding something back that you want to say.
No, it's not my topic.
I was gonna say
Okay.
on the first bounce. My favorite first bounces are like the bigger picture ones. So not so much like, oh, the stock just had a big spike. I mean, the first bounce is really good. It's just I think it's like it seems really hard, even though it's probably not. I honestly haven't tried it too much. But like the bigger picture ones where the stock has the pre-market high day, the stock is an absolutely crazy one, like SPRT, breaks out of the high day and then comes back all the way down to like the pre-market high day. That's like the big picture first bounce, and then that's my favorite one because you don't have to be perfect.
Right. No, I agree. If I did that one on this one, where is pre-market high of day is like right here. Let me draw a line really quick so I can see it.
Yeah, check if that worked.
I mean, yeah, that definitely could have been an entry because like.
Look at the market, the high day right there, that wick, at like 6:35. That's the high day, not including pre-market.
Right here.
Yeah, so that's a perfect first bounce, like where the support actually was. It's kind of difficult on account, like that's hindsight, but I mean, you could look at it like that. I mean, it's hard.
Right. This stock was just hard. So I'm honestly glad I didn't trade it. It was just it's just not moving the way I wanted it to. And then of course it just continued all day, and then pre-market did amazing things. But that's my charts, and that's the only thing I had to add for this week, guys.
Awesome.
Nice. You got anything specific you're looking forward to for next week? Just anything specific or just general?
I just want to trade. I'm going to be honest. Like, I'm just honestly I don't know if I'm upset or it's just a little demotivating because I've been I'm studying pretty damn hard. Of course, not as hard as I was when I first started because of work and everything, but I'm definitely getting back into it. I just want to trade, and I just feel like I'm missing some of these setups. And then I see MIC just literally holds your hand and shows you how to do everything. And it's just, that with hearing other people talk about the charts, seeing the charts, it's like when you traded TCAT, honestly, I hated it. I hated that stock so much because in the morning, it's just wick. Every stock that just launches wicks at open, I probably won't trade it. Honestly, it's so irritating when like these hot stocks pre-market just instantly stuff up, stuff down, and they end up just tiny little moves. It's just irritating. And I don't think it's me. I genuinely think it's the market, but I'm in their house, so I'm kind of just following whatever the market tells me, you know. So
Right.
I don't know
Always
if it's
got to
it's a
adapt.
bad thing that I'm not trading as much, but
Adapt
I'm
and
just
react, not predict.
right,
Nice.
right. I don't know if I'm being too picky. I don't know if I'm just, or if I'm doing everything correctly. I'm just doing what works for me. It's just, you know, you guys are trading so much, you know what I mean? Of course, we're all honestly doing
So
different
much.
things. It's just you guys are all trading a whole lot more than me, and I don't know if it's me that's doing something wrong, or it's just I'm hella picky and I need to keep being picky, or I need to, you know, branch out a little bit more. I don't really know. That's still what I'm trying to
Honestly,
figure out.
if you really want to trade, I would say size down like half or even like even less, and just like start trading some things. Like just start trying things. You won't
Agreed.
lose that much because you're like really sized down. But this way, you'll be able to find like what you do like.
Right. Yeah, James, because if you just keep trading once every like 2 weeks, once every
Yeah.
3 weeks, once every 4 weeks, it's like every time you do make a trade, it's like you're not used to the, I don't know how to
Yeah,
explain
yeah,
it,
yeah,
but the
like
gap
I
is too
get what you
big.
mean.
The
like you
gap
don't
is
know
too
what
big.
to expect, right?
Right.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
Xander said,
Mhm.
I would size down and start trading your setup, and then you'll figure out, oh, I like this. Oh, I don't like this. Oh, I need to
Right.
fix this. Oh, I need to fix that. There's only so much studying you can do before you put your
Mhm.
foot down and, you know, start.
Step on the gas. Right. Yeah. No, with GSMG, I only used half my size. Full size for me right now is 400. I only use $200. I think it was like probably 200 and some change. So for this one, I was just like every trade. So every trade that I've taken, like the last 6 trades for me, have all been green. It's just I'm using
That's
full
nice.
size 400. I'm $400, and then
Honestly,
I lose the emotions and then I sell. So on this one, I was just like, honestly, I really like it and I don't want to freak out because of my emotions. So I'm going to use half size and just write it up. And it was a lot easier to trade when I was only using half
Mhm.
size.
for sure. And honestly, I think you're really good at spotting like what you really like. And it's really good that when you do find what you like and you see a set that you really like, that you do go full size on that one and also just go smaller size on the smaller ones. Like that's a good superpower.
Right.
Yeah,
This one
James.
I could have used full size. I mean, what I've been learning is that if you're trying to long a VWAP reclaim and it's under VWAP, it's good to use full size. But I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to test it with half size. So I just, you know, tried it with half and
James,
it ended up working.
I'm gonna say one thing. Don't think so much about your position size and whether you've been green on your last 6 trades. Think about seeing your setups in real time
Right.
and whether you execute on them in the specific charting, like specifics of what you see in the chart, whether
Right.
than other than position size and I was green on this. Focus more on your process. And like I don't think you're being too picky per se. I just think you need to go with your gut on some more trades. I'm sure there's
Right.
a lot of them that you see that are like,
Mhm.
oh, I like this, and then you just find some reason not to. Like I just think
Right.
like if you go for it on more trades, size down a little bit, like Xander said, focus on your process, you'll see your
Right.
learning skyrocket, man.
Right. Which is
Literally.
what I'm hoping for. It's also, you know, I'm not going to blame it on the summer market, but I mean, everyone says it. The last couple months have been garbage for longs. It's just short after short after short after short. And a lot of people think that we're in a longs market. I don't think that I think we're like in the middle of it. I think shorts are still comfortable, and unfortunately they're still beating the longs, but I think the shorts are finally starting to realize that the longs are coming back. So I definitely think the next few months I could see, you know, my trading definitely skyrocket. Now, monetary wise, I want to put a lot of money in the market. It's just, you know, I only have 3 day trades. But when I go to E-Trade, it's going to be a cash count. So it's like every 2 days is when
Yeah.
your funds settle. I want to start taking, you know, $1,000 position sizes. I don't think I'm ready to size up yet, but like when I am ready to size up, I want to size up to start using 1,000, put 5,000 in, 5 day trades a week. But I don't think I'm going to size up honestly until I'm consistent for a whole month. You know what I mean? Like I want a whole month of at least 2 to 3 trades a week consistent before I start to,
You should do
size up.
you should do what I'm doing, where if you trade the process well in a certain week, you size up $5-10 risk. You don't
I
focus
like
on
that.
like
I really like that.
you can focus on position sizing, but I would focus on risk. Like maybe start, you know, seeing like we were also talking about how you risk on over the weekend or like this week, I guess, on how you're always like risking 3% and
Yeah.
how you should start
Mhm.
using the chart instead more. With
Right.
using the chart, you'll be able to see like you'll be able to calculate with just a spreadsheet calculator, which is what
Yes.
me, Alex, and probably Lance does. We just like see, okay, we want to risk $20 on this trade. We put in the number and then we see how much size we can get. That's
Yeah.
what you do.
It helps so much. Yeah.
I don't have
And
that
so what I'm
spreadsheet, to
doing,
be honest.
We'll give it to
well,
you.
I'll
Okay,
send
yeah,
it
send
to
it
you.
to me.
Yeah.
Send it to me. Just because I think that's what I'm gonna focus on. Now is I think over the last couple months I've been watching the market every single day, and I think I know what I like and know what I'm good at. So I think I'm gonna start using the risk calculator and actually taking the trades and executing on them. Just because I think I found my little niche here. The VWAP reclaims. I've been trading them pretty well, and I've been seeing them often. So I think I want to start using the risk calculator. The one thing that I did learn, here from over the weekend, which is what I love it, is if you think you're ready to size up, you're not, and you should size down. So that's exactly what I did on GSMG. I was thinking to myself, I was just like, honestly, I've been consistently trading these setups well. I think it's time to size up. And then I heard that, and I was just like, you know what, that's probably right. I think I'm ready to size up, but I honestly don't know if I really am or not. So that's why I sized down on this one as well. So that
Yeah,
kind of
I
stuck with me.
like
It's just,
Yeah, I like sizing up like a little bit each week if I trade well, just because it's not so crazy. Like it's not like a big deal. Like you don't want to make sizing up a big deal because then it's gonna get in your emotions.
right.
So like okay, like next week I'm sizing up $5 risk, which really isn't that much, but over time it's gonna be huge. Like if I trade well for a whole month, that's gonna be an extra $20 risk. So like right now I'm risking 20, I'm risking 15 to $20. And
Right.
next week I'm going to be risking $20 to $25 a trade. And so if I like in a month, if I trade really well, I'm going to double my risk. So I'm going to start making double the money. Like, so you just want to do it slow and like, that's why when I get to a certain risk level, I'm going to start using the R compound. So I'm excited for that.
Right. Absolutely. I'm going to be right back. I got to go move the truck out of the driveway real quick.
Alrighty.
I'll be right back.
So I have a
They
few
they
points.
called me like 7 times. I'll be right back. It'll be quick.
So I have a few points. First, when James was talking about his trade, he said how when he sold, all the emotions were gone. So the same thing was in my illustrate, like the first trade. When I sold my first third, literally like I was so comfortable after that. And when I sold the second piece, I was literally just sitting, like I put my legs on the table, like that I was so chill, like even when it was you remember the chart, right? It went from 103 to like 96. That was so like I was so comfortable because my entry was 9, and I was like, whatever, it's still gonna be profit. So I was so like comfortable, like no emotions whatsoever.
That goes back to what I was saying, where a good entry allows you to be patient
Yes.
and totally comfortable. And also couple that with when you sell a first half or first quarter or whatever, the emotions go away from there. But also if you set yourself to break even, literally worst case scenario, you're green. So that's why it's really relaxing.
Like the worst case, yeah. And also so the position size. No, I want to add another thing. When I was scaling out, it was very weird. Like on Schwab, I didn't see my realized P&L at that time. Like it was, because I was scaling out, like I didn't know the exact one. And I said that I don't even know how much money I made, and I don't really care because I love trading, not making money. And I think that was a very like cool quote that I said, because that really like explained everything. Even if I had like a $10,000 position, probably I would have had the same feelings of the excitement, because also there was like another good quote. Let me find it. Yeah, that was from the Daily Trading Coach. To prepare a challenging trade idea, execute it with a plan, and then see it make money yields a kind of happiness that cannot be achieved by the same profit from a dumb trade. So if you just bought a random ticker and just like 30%, it would just be a random trade. But this one, like I had all planned and I executed it perfectly, so that's why I was super happy.
Yeah, when I'm green on a trade that like that didn't have a plan or was kind of like a gamble, like it's not really exciting. Like on my Robinhood trade, I made like over
Well, that's
100%.
different a little bit. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's
Yeah.
totally different. But like on that, I made 100%, and I was like, oh wow, I just got
Yeah.
lucky. And it's not
mhm.
exciting. It's not exciting because I
Yeah.
can't recreate that. I can't recreate it
Right.
every
Yeah,
day.
exactly.
Right.
But
It's
not
following a
consistency.
process and a
Yeah.
plan, right? Following a process and a plan and successfully making like just as just following it and doing it perfectly, like that's exciting because I know I can do it tomorrow, the next day, and after that.
Yeah,
Right.
like
And
like the best trade is the one that you can like copy
Do over and over again.
10 times.
Exactly. That'll make a lot
Mhm.
more than one trade that makes 100%. You know.
Yeah. Yes.
seriously,
Right.
I was really reminiscing this the other day to the point where like I was saying it to myself over and over again. I was getting like hype in the shower thinking about this. I was like, bro, the same process
Yeah.
that I'm focusing on doing right now is the same thing I'm gonna do to get me over PDT, over 100K, over 500K, whatever the dollar
Right.
amount you can say. It's all the same process. And dude, I was getting so happy. I don't know why I was getting so happy. I was hyped. I was like jumping around
Yeah.
and shit. Like, dude,
Yeah.
same process. Like
That's a good thing.
perfect it, and I do it over and over and over, and it compounds and it gets more and better and better. And just following the process is so awesome, dude. It was such a weird few minutes. It was
Right.
awesome. Man.
Well, it clicks because it's like I don't know who posted it. Someone posted it. One of you guys did on Instagram or Twitter, I think. It's just like stock trading is the hardest way to make
Yeah,
easy
yeah.
money.
Alex
Right.
did,
I
yeah.
saw that and I
Yeah.
was just like, that's so genius because you can
Yeah.
literally just repeat one thing
Yeah, it's
for the next
mhm.
20 years
I-
and be set for the rest of your life.
I
and it's
always
beautiful.
tell that to my dad. I say like, all you have to do is learn that,
Mhm,
and then it will
mhm,
never go away. You will have it in
Mhm.
your mind. You can just do the same thing every day. You know,
Yeah.
like as Tim Sachs always says, like Uber driver, he can work like how much you want, but like he was just gonna make the same amount of money every time. If he just
Mhm.
like works 24/7, he's gonna make just the same amount but times the other amount. But in trading, you have the knowledge, and then you don't have to work as much. But you can like in one trade, you can make his yearly salary. So
Right. Like that's the thing. Like
Yeah.
if people like love their job so much, but in trading, you can size up.
yeah, just
Like
just one
you
zero.
can't
You choose when you get a promotion.
right.
For
Like
real.
you
For
can't
real.
like in a salary job, you can't just get a promotion every day
Yeah.
of your life and size up your salary. You can't be like, hey boss, I want to size up my salary today.
10 times. Yeah.
Right. But the
Exactly.
hardest part is knowing when you deserve a promotion.
Yes.
Right.
Bam.
Agreed.
As
Because if you
sizing
give
up.
it to
Yeah.
yourself when you're
I
not
love
ready,
that,
then you're gonna end
Xander.
up losing
Put
it.
that,
I wanna add-
put that in the beginning. Alex, put that in the beginning.
Okay.
The
okay.
black and white.
Knowing deserving your
So
promotion.
I wanna add here-
Yeah, that.
So
Put that
that
in the beginning.
in February, I was using like $800 position, $900, like close to 1,000,
Sheesh.
because the market was.
Damn.
I mean, it was allowing me that, like it told me like you can use that.
Oh,
Like
yep.
I had like on the panic day, they were like so clean. Like I had a lot of nice trades. But then when March happened, the first week, 2 weeks, I used the same size. Well, I lost it all. And then since that day, I told myself that I will only size back up when the market tells me that.
Right.
Yeah. So
Agreed. I like
Yeah.
that.
like even now when I see the good patterns, I still like at that time I didn't even have a set dollar risk. I was just because all my trades were probably panics device, and I was just risking failure. From February to now, like not only me, I think every one of us just different person completely.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
100%. Love it. Anybody got
Agreed.
anything else to add? We've having a fire open discussion out here.
Yeah.
Sniper trading is all it is, to be honest. And
Yeah,
I feel like
always say that.
that's one thing I got from Tim.
Mhm.
Was to trade like a sniper, and I think in this market I've been sniping extremely well with my trades. I think the only thing that's making my trades unsuccessful is my exits, is because I'll get in, get happy that it worked, and then I'll sell, and I'm like, what the hell did I do that for? I made a tenth of a percent. I was just like, well, this trade easily could have been 30%. I think that the only thing that's making my trades not work is my exits, and I think I'm working on that. The sizing out, that's like the best thing that's ever happened to me, because once you sell like even a little bit, your emotions get relieved so fast. They get so fast. And honestly, once I sell my first half, I just move it to where I break even. Because I already made, say you make 20, you sell half, so you take 10 for profit, and that 20 goes back to break even. I mean, you still made $10. You just didn't make the 20 like you could have. So I think that's what's helping me a lot, to be honest. I think
That's the way to do it. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep. I think it's funny that you used, well, in our chat a few days ago, how you said like sniper trading. Alex loves saying trade like a sniper
said
because that's what he loves to do. And he said that when he always used to play shooting games, he would always use a sniper and that was his favorite weapon. And then he said, back when I used to play, I didn't even know English. And I was like, he just knows aim and shoot.
Golden.
So
Anything else, guys?
Nada.
Xander, take us out.
So yeah, I think that's gonna be the end of it. I hope you all enjoyed this episode. Honestly, I say this every time, but this is like my favorite one.
yeah,
It was just, we had a really, really good analysis of everyone's trades. And really, I'm seeing like so much improvement in all of us. Like our entries and exits, our executions, our charts are just getting so much better. So I'm really excited. I'm like right now, I'm at an all-time high of motivation. Not because I'm because I'm green somewhat, but because like next week I have a full. I know exactly how I'm gonna attack, and I just can't wait to see the results and grow from it. So yeah, I mean we're all growing so much. Like if you go back 10 episodes, you'll see a huge difference.
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah. With that said, I hope you all enjoy. Drop a like, subscribe, turn on post notifications because we upload every week, and I hope you all enjoyed. Peace.
Awesome.
See you.
See you guys.
Deuces. It's so not Sunday.
Oh yeah. Also, yeah, guys. I'm sorry.
No, you guys
James-
know I died
James
laughing.
made it apparent to me that it was not Sunday. It is Saturday. So I got my days mixed up. I thought it was
Look
Sunday. Z man.
Yeah.
That's totally
Yeah.
fine. That's totally fine,
I
Alex.
feel-
I was
I
off
feel
guard.
I feel like Xander's dad. Hey, come on, Z man, do your chores.
Sure.
What does auto do?
Yeah. It's on auto, so it like fits it so it's not like
Whoa.
missing.
Yeah.
So
Huh. Never knew that. Well, that is fun. I like that.
yeah.
Lovely. Are we gonna wait for Lance to get back, or are we gonna continue?
I don't care.
Okay, go. Oh, you did it
Well,
again.
James, go back
Oh.
to the GSMG
I did it again.
auto. Click auto.
Shoot. Then I don't know why this chart won't let me do it, but I'll just stick on this one with the one with Neuro. Here we go.
So,
Anything else, guys?
Nada.
Xander, take us out.
All right.
That was awesome. That was awesome.
I took a big breath and I was gonna do it, but I was like, no. All right. I hope you guys are. So that's the end of this episode. Chat.
wait. Start again. Like.
Xander, what are you doing?